The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. Restaurants. I know some restaurants with no bed. So we just arrived in Malaga, Spain. This is the bathroom of our hotel. Quite nice. And then I come down this hallway this way. And then this is the sleeping area. And there's a nice closet over here. A little bench to sit on in front of the TV if we need to do that. I think my camera's off again. Some nice lighting. Nice cozy bed. I like the bed, nice and big. I haven't had a nice big comfy bed in a while. My bed at home's kind of small. And then of course we have the windows to the city. Let's see what we've got. And it is a hot one today. So I won't be really opening these all up right now. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later, maybe at night. But you get the idea. Okay, let's go explore. And just outside our hotel, we have this beautiful cathedral called La Manquita. And the reason it's called La Manquita is because this side of it was finished, but they left the other arm off. They didn't finish that side. And that's why it's called La Manquita. Beautiful architecture. It appears that you can't just go walking in there because these gates are closed up. But look at this wonderful, shiny, happy plaza. Nice fountain. So I'm going to have something to eat in this place. It's a tapas bar called Casa Lola. It's very well recommended. So of course I'm not surprised that there's a wait and quite a few people out here. So we will wait our turn. It's nestled here along all of these little streets. Okay. Well, hopefully it's yummy. Okay, so when in Spain, like any good person should do, you should go to a tapas bar. So we happen to be in Casa Lola, and we'll see how that is. We just grabbed a couple of Cokes for now because it was really hot outside. But here we are, Casa Lola. Hello, ele Lola, Casa Lola. Yeah, we're gonna monkey around. See, we're vibing. Look at all the people eating tapas. Around these beautiful grounds near our hotel, we're finding lots of pretty trees. You know, I'm a sucker for all the pretty trees. And just nice things to see. It's very clean, no graffiti. People are just hanging around, enjoying meals. There's a cinema of sorts over there. This building says Festival of Malaga, which that's where we're staying. And then, of course, if you look down here on the left, you can see how incredibly clean everything is. Like, there's just not even like one piece of paper on the ground. And buildings look great. And then you've got this in your backdrop here. So let's walk over here. Malaga, Spain. Day one of our tripping around. Tomorrow we're going to go check out Granada, Spain. And then on the way home we'll check out Cordoba. So here we have the Central for Interpretation of the Roman Theater. So this is part of the Alcazar at the top, which I am not climbing up there, but what a great view. And this is an old Roman theater. Spain, the park. Alright, let's see, how's the park? Places to sit. I can hear birds. People relaxing, walking around. I can hear parrots. Wish I could see the parrots. Can hear them. Okay, let's keep walking. These are banana trees. These big leaves. We're very, whoops, can't trip Chrissy. We're very close to the Straits of Gibraltar, and there's a lot of Arabic writing here. You know, don't forget that Andalusia is part of Portugal, Spain, and of course you come across the Rock of Gibraltar, so you have people that are Moroccan and people who speak several kinds of languages and come from different kinds of religions. It's very safe here. You know, you see people lying around and maybe in a different space or a different place you might not feel comfortable, but honestly I feel quite safe here. Okay, nice little place for people to get away from the sun if they want to. Just walked away from the park, maybe 500 feet if that, and there's these wonderful columns, and in the center you can see King Neptune holding a golden net. Europe. Just crossed the street. Look at these pretty palm trees. Let's take a walk. Come for a walk with me. This must be lovely at night when all these people are out here dining and the sun goes down a little. This is the port of Malaga. Look at that tall ship, huh? Fancy yacht over there. So we walked for a little bit now and had a few tapas and had a little bit of gelato, pistachio gelato. We shared some of that. And now we're just strolling a little bit. It's nice how they have this pergola to keep people a little bit cooler because it can get pretty intensely hot here in Spain. So just gonna go for a little stroll. You know, when we drove down here, we left quite early in the morning. It was dark when we left because we wanted to get here early in the day, and we did. But all that driving, now we've got like sea legs. Not that we took a boat, we drove in the car, but sitting for a while, I feel my legs are like off balance. But then again, my legs are off balance anyway. They're really, really pretty. And it's nice and easy to stroll here because it's all flat. Beautiful port. There is so much to explore in Europe. Real pretty. Huh? Look at that boat. Sea Cloud Spirit. Okay, so left the pool. Trying to just squeeze a bunch of stuff in today because we're not really running around crazy. We're just relaxing and enjoying things. So we decided to come back out and see if we can get inside this cathedral and check it out. All right, let's go see.
Alright, so we're gonna check out this.
I love it when I'm filming and all of a sudden the bells start to go off. Confessional booth. There's a smaller one. The doors we came in, but on this side because there's another set. I'll spin the camera around after these people walk by me if I can. There's some back doors, but there's the doors on the opposite side of the wall that we just came in. It's beautiful. Wow. And look at that pipe organ up there. There's a part of the pipe organ, but look over here. These carved wooden seats, all the saints carved into the wood. It really is something to see, I'll tell you. Nothing like the churches in Europe. These are the kind you see in, movies. For some reason, especially scary movies. Wow. Or stately movies, or regal movies, royal ceremonies and things. Absolutely beautiful, definitely worth a walk through. So much work. So many beautiful paintings, carvings. Let's walk over here. All of the floors are like this. All of it. Here's our poor Jesus. Poor Jesus. Wow. Take a little walk over here. More massive doors. Massive ceilings. I don't even know which way to point my camera. This is the back wall here. The Virgin Mary with her dead son. Yeah, it's a very big, beautiful church. We can stay in here for as long as we want. Well, within reason, obviously. We can't stay permanent. But wow. I just made a loop to observe the entire cathedral. And what a impressive cathedral it is. Very beautiful. Well, I'm not going in here, but here's Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is a video museum, which is really kind of cool. I just don't have any desire to go in there. And I'm on another plaza. I don't know, maybe there's a game or something. Oh, there's a rocket.
Who's playing?
I don't know, but somebody's excited over there. So I'm on a plaza, and we're just roaming around. Yeah. Roaming around like zombies do, because we don't really know where we're headed at the moment. But it's getting close to dinner time around here, so we're just gonna keep enjoying the evening, and we'll see where we end up. But definitely curious about what's going on over here, some sort of game or something. So it turns out it is a game between Egypt and Argentina for the World Cup, and that is all the excitement. Argentina just scored, and of course we're in Spain, so they're going to choose the Argentinians over the Egyptians. I'm just trying to choose a place to have dinner, and I think we're going to settle on this place. So these guys are all pretty happy because Argentina won. Check them out. They're all excited. This is typical European lifestyle.
Argentina won. Spain won yesterday against Portugal. All the Spanish are winning.
Yeah, they're happy.
Viva! Viva Spain!
Okay, so we got away from the big fun crowd that were really partying it up and having a hell of a hoot. But just around the corner, didn't take me more than a minute. Actually, that action's over there. But you got all this stuff going on. And this is on a Tuesday night. It's about 8 p.m. And ain't nothing but fun happening over here. So again, I think maybe we're just a minute or two away from all that hoopla. And you can certainly get away and be where it's nice and quiet. Look at this lovely couple having dinner right there in that window. And you've got these beautiful Spanish buildings. Hear the birds singing. And then there's this club right here called the Neo Club. Check that out. They're letting people in here, so you can go dancing tonight if you want. Definitely got a little bit of a different vibe. You have a little bit of a different vibe coming up the street. You got tacos. Look at that. How nice. Nice, shiny, clean, flat streets. Happy summer, y'all. But wait, there's more. And oh my God, somebody just walked by me that smelled delicious. And I'm not talking about pizza, but here it is in the window. Different kinds of pizza. I know it's not American style pizza, but it's still good. And somebody smells really good that just walked by me. Everywhere you look, there are places to explore, have something to eat. Kids are out with the family. Families are out with the kids. And I lost my husband. I'm sure he thinks that's a bad thing, but I know I'll find him. In which case it won't be a bad thing. Can you see the birds? They go nuts at this time of night. They're called andorinhas, or as we know them in America, probably as swifts or barn swallows. And it's a very common thing to do. You find the chillest spot around. You get yourself absorbed into a nice, deep, rich cup of coffee. And you relax. And you go on your phone and you just chill out in Spain or Portugal or wherever the hell you are in Europe. Take a couple of, see, there's the night watch lady. She just watches the whole entire neighborhood, probably, you know. Neighborhood watch is usually the older ladies. In this theater, they're going to be showing Phantom of the Opera. I love that opera. It's awesome. All right.
Down that alley.
Okay, here we go. It is about 10 p.m. at night, and we just turned onto this street. We are like still wandering zombies. We don't know where we're going, and I really don't mind because look at this. Look how beautiful. This is outdoors, not indoors. Those are just tarps up above us to keep that intense Spain sun off of people during the day, but this is nighttime. It's actually, if you see the clock here on my right, it's actually 10:30 at night on this overhead clock. Really quite something. I'm not mad about it. Gee, I suppose I should turn off my camera and turn around and maybe look for my husband, but wow, can't help myself filming. Really nice. Forever breakfast, power shakes, summer specials, La Desayunaria. And so as I continue, this is an American breakfast restaurant here in Spain. They're open all day long and they just serve you some eggs and bacon and pancakes. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm coming into the Spanish market after having breakfast. Ooh, that chicken looks good. these markets happen every day in almost every city in Spain and Portugal. Medina, the Medina bar. No, I'm just on a day trip, road trip, so I could buy some stuff if I want to. Maybe I will. I have a cooler in my car. I'm just saying that I have a cooler in my car and I'm on just a day trip, road trip, and if I really wanted to buy some of these things, I have a cooler in my car. Oysters, $3. I don't know if that's a deal or not. Ready to eat oysters for $3, but there they are. Joey's a tall guy. Fresh fishies, squid, shrimp. Wow. It smells like the sea. It doesn't smell like freaky weird. Everything smells super fresh. Now, I'm not a fish person, but everything smells so fresh and cold on ice. So really nice. Wow. Just smells like the ocean. Seriously. Okay, so after having our breakfast and exploring the Fresh Air Market, this is the street right outside of that market, and you can see it goes in there. I only walked through the fish area. There's also fresh fruits and vegetables and meats and breads in there. But we're going to move on to our next adventure. Now, this mountain range right here is worth a quick little video clip. So let's see what's over here as we pass these trees. Off to our right, we have, okay, some more. I'm in the car, so we're gonna kind of go back and forth with the frame of the car. Sorry. Here, right in front of me, as we pass, right here, is the Sierra Nevada mountains. Can you see the snow at the top there in the center? Sierra Nevada mountains right in Spain. Heading toward Granada. In front of me, some more prominent mountains. Obviously, as we get closer, the mountains become more defined, because way back there they just looked like light blue in the sky, or a little darker blue than the skyline. Here I am at the Palacio de Nazarenes in Alhambra, and I have to walk through this gate. We have a designated time, and I need to go in, and that's what I'm doing. I am in Alhambra, Spain, and I'm heading towards the Royal Palace on a very hot 103-degree Spain day. But fortunately, there does seem to be some shade trees. I'm just trying to pace myself. See how pretty this looks. Very nice.
Walk in the shade.
This is like The Shining, man. This maze, huh? Jack! So it's like we say, sometimes we do the walking zombie thing, but I think I'm zombieing pretty good, because that right there looks like the palace. So I'm zombieing myself right over to the palace, which we have tickets for to go in, but it is at a designated time, so I'm trying to make my zombie leg go as fast as possible. We'll go check it out. You can see the Arabic influence along the writing on top of the doors. This is very, very, very old. the Alhambra.
That's Trump's pool.
Hey, look, it's Trump's green algae reflecting pool.
Trump's pool.
Should I stick my hand in there to see who tore it up? It's algae, folks. It's just algae. Plain algae. Nobody stuck a knife in here. It's just algae. Look at the doors. Really old. Oh, the wood at the top. Really tight security to get in here. So this is the way that you would start to meander through the hallways, but it's blocked off here anyway from anybody just taking off and wandering through. So that side showed it open, but this side shows it what a closed door looks like. And I'm sure there's lots and lots of doors. So I just asked the guy, and the guy told me the age. So if you're curious, place your bets now on the wheel as I spin the wheel over my head. Here we go, all wooden. So as I pan across, how old do you think this is? I have the answer. The Alhambra is 1,200 years old. What a beautiful palace. I would love to just own it and walk around the gardens. It would be nice if they were my gardens and I could just go over there by the kitty cat fountain with all of my kitty cats, because I have, of course, more than one kitty cat. So nice. And my kitty cats could drink. Look at that. Zen would love that if he was a kitty cat in this garden. He'd be like, I'm going to drink from the fountain outside, Mom. Beautiful. It's like a virtual tour. If you can't be here, I'll be here for you. They had water fountains in every room. Oh.
자, 이제 정원으로 나갑니다. 릴라라 할이라는 정원으로 나갑니다.
Beautiful garden.
자, 우리가
Wow, how pretty.
Nowhere in the middle of these deserty. They built a palace.
Oh, we can fill the water bottles. This was a palace that was built for King Charles of Spain. He wanted this built over here. Obviously, there's some modern touches with modern chairs, and they can do shows here, and they've added some modern lighting. But back in the day, it kind of has a little Colosseum-ish feel, like what the Romans would have done. Wow. Wow. Beautiful art. Poor Jesus. Poor Jesus. How sad. What we did. What we're capable of doing to innocent human beings just because they believe in certain things. Didn't believe in you. And here I'm at the gardens, getting toward the end of our visit. Just walked through some really pretty areas of roses. There's some roses in back of me.
Official.
And there's some roses there, the walk path. So basically that's where I just came from. That would be the Alhambra, the palace. You can see all the town below where the Po folks would have lived. Mountains in the background. And these here are the gardens. I don't know that I really want to climb up there or not. We decided to come to a Moroccan restaurant, which is super typical of this part of Spain because we just left the castle and there were all the Moors here, and so Moroccan seems appropriate. And there's a nice breeze coming in. So it's 11:10 on a Wednesday night, and we're just cruising down the street. We're gonna get out to the highway, but this is what the streets in Granada, Spain look like on a Wednesday night. What's it look like in your town tonight? Hey, little KFC. Red light. All right, let's see. Let's do people watching at the red light. Why not? It'll be the street signs. They're like, oh, I know I could cross, but I'm gonna wait. There it goes, green. Good boy.
I like the lighting, how they do the lighting in the cities. It's so
The buildings are lit up nicely. I mean, it's just like it's a Wednesday night. There's no festival or
Things
anything.
are open. Things are open. Restaurants are
They're starting to close up shop a little bit, but yeah. Oh, Burger King. You got your places. You got your places open on this side. You see. Cameras. Very well lit. Oh, Zara. Alright, that wraps up Granada. Hey, how's everybody doing? All you fun people. So this is Cordoba, and this is the Mesquita. The outside part of it anyway. So we just got here. We'll go check this out. I don't think it's as big as the Alhambra yesterday, but it's still just as hot. Hot as Hades. Mistopheles might be here today. Feels like it. This is cute. I love Cordoba. So came around the corner. We did have to go through security. Look at that steel door. And then you see this gold. I don't know how much explanation I'm going to get. Sometimes they're not good at telling me exactly what's what, but maybe this place will be a little bit better. Look at that. So this was a mosque at one time, and the Catholics took it over and they turned it into a church, but now it is just a tourist attraction. But wow, quite interesting. So this is just the inside of the mosque slash church. So I'm still getting some details on this mosque, but I guess it's built in the year 800, and back then this would have been lined with carpets, and individual carpets at that, with men on them facing Mecca, saying their prayers, and they're paying their respects toward the west. And now it was conquered and taken back by the Catholics that pushed the Moors out of Spain and Portugal. And lots of people buried here, and quite interesting. arches. Now I really haven't focused the camera much in the upward direction because I'm just looking at all these pillars and arches, and it's really impressive. And then I see these lights, but look at the ceiling. Can you see that? How the heck long did it take to inlay every one of these pieces? And this is old, very old. And you see the Christian influence again. The whole center of it, or the building of it itself, is very Muslim. And all the other parts of it are very Christian. So over here we have some museum stuff. I can't really explain everything because I don't have like a walking tour guide helping me too much, but I do speak Spanish, so let's see what I can. Well, I can't read anything without my glasses, but let's just get an idea. So it says recuperated in the 20th century. It's just as white marble. That's what it says. So here's a portion. I won't show you every saint. It would be crazy to do that, but and this building is big. But this is St. John, and this is a depiction of probably what they would have assumed he would have been like in his room writing the book of John. He's got a pen in his hand, obviously mourning the loss of his friend Jesus, and writing books for the rest of us to have access to for the rest of eternity, or until Jesus comes again. Of course, the people that were praying to Muhammad, they weren't thinking that Jesus was the Savior. They still don't. But you gotta say, the works here are beautiful. Really beautiful. Now wait till you see this. So this is quite beautiful. Wow. Look up there. I mean, no matter what, humanity in and of itself is amazing. When you think of all the love and energy that goes into honoring a higher power, whichever higher power it is that you believe in, there's a certain kind of love that goes into that. God help us all. And may we meet him again. So now let's take a look at some of this marble. You've got dark marble with white veins rolling through there. And you've got this patchy kind of a marble. And then the next pillar over is a dark marble with a smaller white marble vein running through it, and like a blush. They're all different. I see some more solid red ones, but all kind of different marble. Very thought out and beautifully done. Beautifully done. Alright, so I am just going to film this arch. It's really pretty. And just to get my timeline straight a little bit, Jesus came first, and he was not accepted by the Jews as anything more than a nice guy. Basically, after Jesus was crucified, Muhammad came along about 600 years later, and he was revered as a prophet also. And people still rejected Jesus in those days, and they decided to follow Muhammad. And this would have been a place where they would have come to worship him. And this is the place built to honor Muhammad for the Muslims. But they were kicked out of Spain and Portugal, but we are in Spain right now. And the Christians said, hey, this is a beautiful space. Let's make it ours, and let's make it Christian. So that's what they did. And we are about to walk into the church here, and you'll see a lot more of that Christianity in this space. Man, this is like Harry Potter stuff. Cool. So I stopped filming for a little bit because this is overwhelming. It goes on and on and on. So I turned my camera back on because I came around the corner and I saw this. And I said, well, that's worth filming. And there are people here buried at the feet of this. And then it goes over there to the left. And then if I walk over here to the right, there's some more museum pieces. This functions now as a museum, cathedral, mosque, church, you name it. I believe they still hold live mass in that church too. Alright, I shall shut off the camera again. So check this out. This would have been some sort of a construction of what it would have been like after Christ was buried. And there would have been a guard standing outside the tomb, as what we read in the Bible. And they say that the stone had been rolled away. So there in this little pocket, you can see how they would roll a stone and it would stop it from rolling down the hill, I guess, because there's a slab on both sides. And then there's a cutaway here so that you could see that these tombs, there's the stone from the inside, that there would be doorways leading to another tomb inside. And here you see like the shroud where Jesus would have been buried. So if he rose, he would have probably walked by this guy. And then he rolled out the tomb. How did he get by that guy? So what we're looking at here is the Shroud of Turin on exposition. I'm sure you've seen it on TV, as we all have. The lights from the camera. And here's what the horrible Romans would have used during the Passion of the Christ. Imagine that. What a horrible, hideous recreation of a crown of thorns. Poor Jesus. Ouch. Those would have been the crucifixion nails nailed in. They're not making it nice because it wasn't nice. They weren't small nails. They were massive, horrible, painful nails. And this would have been the story of Longinus, that he pierced the side of Christ. And this would have been what that sword would have looked like that pierced his side. And this depicts what the shroud had for wound marks on the sheet. So you see the way the blood would have pooled at the feet, blood marks on the shins, the front of the legs, blood marks on the thighs, blood dripping down the arms, blood pooled at the wrists, up at the arms, where he had been beaten. Blood along the face, caked on. Here's another outstretch of the shroud. And not for the faint of heart, but I will get a little closer. This would be where Jesus would have been pierced. Sorry, God. So sorry for what humans did to you. We deserve it. You didn't. Look at that. That looks incredibly painful. Where this nail would have gone through. These are all the lashes with the cords and falling on his knees. How many times? Too many times. Once is too many times. I can't believe I can get this close to the statue. These things are usually encased. His poor feet. His poor feet. Sorry, Jesus. Oh, the things we do to each other. Humans. Please forgive us. This is a study against the Shroud of Turin and the markings that were on that man's face. And the reasons that they believe that it could be the burial cloth of Jesus. Okay. Quite interesting building, sharing so many important things. I imagine there's some space in here also dedicated to the mosque. The face of Jesus. Interesting. This is so massive. I know I keep saying that, but just when I think, oh, I can't go on and on much longer, it goes down there, and there is something else in that corner, so I'm gonna go check in there. Oh, so as it goes, we did walk back there, and it's nothing but a little museum that's closed. So now we're walking back over the bridge, heading back toward the mosque / cathedral. That took over 800 years to build, almost 900 years to build it. Cordoba. And now we're probably going to go off and have some dinner, find some place to go do that, and then that'll be the end of Cordoba, but not quite yet. So this is it for Cordoba. Okay, folks, this is our wrap up of Cordoba. We are ready to